Let's get a checkup on the news now with Issue Today and reporter Angela Chung. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning.
TGIF.
Yes.
All right, we are going to begin again with some vaccine-related news, especially because there's been some changes in the policy for leftover vaccines due to no-shows. Starting today, priority will be given to those 60 years old and older.
Right. The KDCS task force's principle is that if there are any leftover doses, the priority will be given on vaccinated those age 60 and older. Many people have been placed on waiting lists for these leftover doses at clinics, but starting today, those over 60 will be contacted first.
Right. And we're mentioning this first because there was a kind of a little confusion over the past couple of days because I know a lot of people between age 30 and 59 had put their names on the waiting list, and they thought that this meant they wouldn't be able to get those shots, but they are going to be able to get their shots until the 9th. That is the new change. But if you're not on the waiting list yet, you will have to now revert to the Kakao or Naver apps to make those same-day reservations.
Right. With Janssen vaccine coming on this weekend, we do have more options available for now. For AstraZeneca vaccines, 10 people can get vaccinated per vial. But if they use an LDS, which is low dead space syringe, up to 12 people can get their vaccine shots. And one AstraZeneca vaccine vial contains 10 doses, and the vial bottle can be only opened when more than 5 people were reserved for vaccination. This means if there's no show, doses used to vaccinate up to 7 people maximum will be left from one vial. And with Janssen, the vaccine is going to be administered from June 10th, and 5 people can get vaccinated with one Janssen vial. And if they use this LDS syringe, up to 6 people can get vaccinated. So one Janssen vial can be opened when there are more than 3 reservations. So if there's no show, doses can vaccinate up to 3 people will be left over. But depending on the circumstances or medical staff, it's possible there are no leftover doses from the vials.
Right. So once again, we do have more options with vaccines now with the Janssen coming in. But of course, it's only after the vials are opened that medical personnel will be able to identify how many leftover doses can occur. And once again, if you are aged between 30 and 59 or even over 60, you will have to make those reservations now only using the apps, unless you're already on that waiting list. So hopefully that's cleared that up. Now let's move on to our next item of news. By the end of this month, those who have overseas bank or financial accounts will have to report those accounts, but this does not apply to everyone. So tell us the details.
Yes, this does not apply to everyone. There are certain conditions to meet. So if you have overseas financial accounts and the sum of your balance of one of your accounts was over 500 million won for just one day at the end of any month, and if you're a resident or domestic corporation Korea, or you have registered address in Korea, or if you have a place of residence for 183 days or more in Korea, you must report this until the end of this month at Home Tax.
Well, there are also lots of different types of foreign accounts, right? So what are the targets for reporting here?
The foreign accounts here include savings, installment savings, stocks, bonds, funds, derivatives, and insurance products, pretty much every type of account. And for cryptocurrency accounts, for those who are interested or those who have those, the balance subject to mandatory reporting after January 1st of 2022 will be included.
Right. And people really should have to report this because if not, there could be quite a heavy fine.
Right. Even if you have had no transactions on your foreign accounts from the last year or you cancel the accounts the same year, reporting is mandatory. And if you don't report it, 20% of the unreported or underreported amount will be fined.
All right, this is very important. So once again, if you are a Korean resident or you belong to a domestic corporation and you had a total balance of over 500 million won in your overseas accounts for even one day on the last day of any month last year, you have to report it by the end of this month. So hopefully there won't be any delinquent taxpayers regarding this matter.
Right. I have some statistics. So for the past 10 years, fines of up to 147.5 billion won have been imposed.
Wow.
And one more thing, if the unreported amount goes over 5 billion won, it's possible the delinquent will be subject to criminal punishment.
All right. Well, let's move on to our last item of news, and it's some good news on the cultural front. Tell us more about this.
So Haeinsa Temple in Gyeongsangbuk-do, and in there's a Changgyeong Panjeon, the depository for the Tripitaka Koreana wood blocks, Palman Daejangyeong in Korean, will be open to public. Changgyeong Panjeon is a UNESCO's World Heritage and Korea's National Treasure number 52 and has been off limits to the general public. It has only been temporarily open to big Buddhist ceremonies or Tripitaka festivals.
All right, so it's a very rare opportunity, and it could be a great chance to look around some historic assets in person and recharge. So when can we get this chance to see it in person?
So the first pilgrimage to Haeinsa Temple's Changgyeong Panjeon is scheduled at 10 a.m. on June 19th, and tours will be made twice a day on every Saturday and Sundays. The number of participants will be limited to 10 to 20 people in one group in order to preserve cultural assets and prevent any damage. The 40-minute tour program will start from one pillar gate and then come up 108 stairs and look around all these beautiful places such as Taejeokgwangjeon, Daebirojeon, and Suradaja.
I imagine it's going to be quite fierce competition to get these reservations. How can we make these reservations? And also, are there any maybe restrictions regarding any visitors?
Yes, if you're interested, you can make a reservation on Haeinsa's website by clicking the banner for Tripitaka Koreana woodblocks reservation. But preschoolers, unfortunately, will not be included from the tours considering the protection of cultural properties and safety.
All right, good to know. Thank you very much for those updates, Angela. Hope you have a great weekend.
You too.
We'll see you again on Monday.
See you on Monday.